will we see Mac Jones against the Miami Dolphins as the 15th overall pick plays for the New England Patriots? Cam Newton's out until Thursday due to a misunderstanding, as we discussed yesterday, about the COVID-19 testing protocol. Bill Belichick said yesterday that it is a big week for Mac Jones. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, joint practices with the Giants, no Cam Newton, and also the fact that there clearly is some degree of exasperation within the Patriots organization over the fact that Cam Newton, who suddenly disappeared last year because he put himself in a position to test positive for COVID at a time when everyone was being extra careful, or at least was supposed to be extra careful. Now, because he's unvaccinated, you take the unvaccinated status, the daily testing, the bad assumption made by him that it was okay to get tested away from the facility. It's not if you're unvaccinated, and you have to be tested every day. And they're in a point where the door is blown wide open for Mac Jones to try to take the job. And now it's up to Mac Jones to show that he can.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll go back to a little what I said yesterday. First off, I'm just shocked. I'm absolutely shocked that Cam Newton would do this. You know, misunderstanding, whatever. It sounds like it was just a mess up. Like, a misunderstanding it sounds like it's code word for New England being nice to Cam. From everything you at least read in the media up in New England, all those type of things. He messed up. I don't know exactly what he did, but he didn't do right. And we know New England. I mean, come on. It's the most, group of psycho type A coaches in the world. Yes, it's a huge year for them. You know, there is pressure on the Patriots. They want to bounce back from a lackluster year last year, and added on top of that, hashtag Tommy won a Super Bowl, so they want to get back in the swing of things here and prove that, it wasn't all Tommy and all that type of stuff, right? Stop those rumors. Cam Newton's finally getting his feet underneath him, and you're going, damn, he looks good, and he does this. That's New England. Just knowing that group up there, it's got to drive them crazy. And especially right now where you're coming down the home stretch of going hey, important practices, important preseason game. We're going to start honing in on little things for week 1 in the game plan, all those type of things. And it's just going to make them wonder, is he going to do something else and have a misunderstanding in week 5? And now we're going to have to, babysit him again or do something. And as we both know, New England just doesn't like playing those type of games like that.
Let me just say this.
Say this.
First of all, for anyone, thank you, for anyone who is unvaccinated, the rule is as simple as it can be.
Right.
Thou shalt get tested every day at the facility. There is a little play in that.
Right.
Because you've got almost a 48-hour window. If you need to go out of town for whatever reason, the team is approved going out of town for some sort of medical treatment, whatever the case may be. If you can get your test really early one day, you can go, you spend the night, you come back, and you got until 11:59 p.m. And my sense is that most teams would find a way to accommodate a key unvaccinated player to get him tested that day.
Right.
That's the obligation if you're not vaccinated.
Yeah.
Hey, if you just get the damn shots, you don't have to worry about it because you only get tested once every 14 days. That's one of the incentives. They didn't want to make it mandatory, so they came up with a bunch of incentives to get vaccinated and disincentives to stay unvaccinated. And Chris, here's the key. You touched on it when you said week 5, although you went 1 week too far.
Yeah.
Week 4. And it was week 4 last year when they're getting ready to play the Chiefs. And Cam Newton, he can't play because he tested positive.
Right.
Well, this year, if you're not vaccinated, you're going to be tested day before game, day of game. Right? So the hay's in the barn.
Yeah.
The game plan's ready for week 4, Sunday Night Football. Tommy's coming back to town. We got everything ready for Cam Newton to go out there and try to extend his all-time career record against Tom Brady to 3-0. Oh, wait a minute. Cam tested positive.
Yeah.
He can't play. Time to break glass in event of emergency and get Mac Jones' ass out on the field. How then, assuming Jones is vaccinated, and he's played the quarterback room party line of it's a personal decision, but you know what? I got access to plenty of photos from training camp practices, and you see a lot of them, Cam Newton with a mask on,
and he's
don't
not.
see any with Mac Jones having a mask on.
Yes,
so
you're right. I would think he's vaccinated by the look of it, like you're saying, yes.
Assuming he's vaccinated and Cam Newton isn't, as you're getting ready for that Tom Brady game week 4, and you got a lot of other S-T to worry about.
Yeah, right.
You got one less thing to worry about if Mac Jones is your starting quarterback, and that's the possibility he's going to test positive the day of the game and throw everything out the window. How is that not a factor for Bill Belichick in deciding which guy should be the starting quarterback? Of course it is.
Of course it is. Yeah. I mean, yes, we know New England doesn't want surprises. I mean, it's do your job. Part of your job right now is, being either vaccinated or doing all the other things that you got to do to pass protocols on a daily basis. And, again, that train's going to keep moving up there. I can tell you that. I don't care who it is. I mean, they come in, they go to work, they put all their eggs in the basket on a daily basis. And if you're not there as the quarterback, so what? They're going to keep moving on and pushing forward. And that's where it's shocking to me because Cam Newton, I mean, really the Patriots just couldn't find a quarterback in the offseason and the early on. And that's why Cam is there, I mean, to a degree. Yeah, they like some of the things he did last year. They understand it was a tough year and all those type of things. But, I think we heard enough rumors and things like that they were looking. Then they went back to Cam. So, I mean, his livelihood is waning in the balance here. He's very close, like I said yesterday, to being relegated to a backup quarterback, a journeyman here for the rest of his career. And these are the type of mistakes you can't make, especially in New England, when you haven't established yourself and you're not the man like, Cam Newton was in the Carolina Panthers. Added to that, you got the 15th pick of the draft you're competing with, who just continues to keep looking awesome and awesomer as we watch. I mean, last week, come on, I know Cam Newton was great. Mac Jones was phenomenal. And the stats don't even tell how good he was. I mean, N'Keal Harry dropped a 50-yard touchdown pass. But he's so polished, as you and I text about during the games. He's got some, dorky, weird, I'm cool charisma that is hard to put your finger on looking at the guy. But anything you hear about the guy, people love him. He's got a great way about him. He's extremely confident and cocky in the right way. And that's where I just come back to Cam Newton. I just go, what the hell? I can't believe you've done this to yourself.
You said that Cam Newton's livelihood is waning in the balance. You realize you said that. It's been a couple of minutes, but I can't let that go.
Yeah.
I can't allow that one to slide under the radar.
Yeah, thank you. I kind of heard it come out, but I just kind of pushed right through it and hoped you wouldn't notice. Thank you.
By the way, the Patriots have made a trade, according to Shefty. Running back Sony Michel to, you want to guess which team he's going to?
Oh, my gosh. They traded away Sony Michel, which I'm not shocked. Actually, I'm more shocked that some team would trade for Sony Michel. Houston Texans?
Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh, the Rams. Well, they need somebody, for sure. I understand that. That's a risky trade, though. I mean, Sony Michel... he's got a knee issue that he's been dealing with ever since he got in the NFL. So I understand the Rams and their need and want and all that. And, of course, the Patriots have a pretty good running back room right now, especially with the emergence of Ramondre Stevenson here in these two games to where he became expendable.
Yeah, between the Cam Akers preseason torn Achilles that wiped out a guy that I think we both thought would have been a breakout star in 2021.
Yeah.
Darrell Henderson banged his thumb. They've had other injuries on the running back depth chart. They just need to have enough guys there to make the offense go. So what a shock. The Rams trading for another veteran player. We assume that the former first-round pick didn't yield a first-round pick for the Patriots only because the Rams don't have any first-round picks for the long
rest
time.
of the decade.
And Michel clearly not at the point where he would get a first-round pick in return, but he was a first-round pick out of Georgia a few years back. So what does your gut tell you? What does your chicken fingers and cannabis gut tell you about who's going to start week 1 for the Patriots?
Oh, I really thought it was Cam, and he had it locked up. I think with this and all the shenanigans involved, and if Mac Jones goes in, they got the Giants coming up to them, right? If he has a good week of practice against them, and goes and lights it up in the game itself too, where I think before I stood and go, they wouldn't think about it. They're just going to be happy where Mac is, and if Cam's not playing well, they'll put him in at some point during the year, to now where I think the pendulum would swing to, damn, maybe we should start this guy week 1. Maybe we should. I do think that's going to cross their brain now. I don't know if they'll actually do it, but I think there will be more of a thought, after the game's over early next week, and I don't like to start a rookie, but damn, the other guy acts like a rookie sometimes. So what the hell's the difference? So maybe I should just start the rookie. And that's where, like you said, the door's been blown wide open, and I think there's a chance now. I guess I'm still leaning Cam, but I think it's like 52-48, where before I thought it was like 80-20.
Bill Belichick has not been nearly as vocal as Vikings coach Mike Zimmer with the frustration over players choosing not to get vaccinated. And look, Bill Belichick's never publicly vocal about anything. He protects his players at all costs. But can you imagine the amount of eye rolling that he has done
or scoffing
behind the scenes
Ugh.
over the fact that Cam Newton won't get vaccinated?
Right.
And it's his own fault, and we can't count on him. See, what football coaches are looking for at every level, players they can count on. And usually that means, can I count on you on the field to do what you're supposed to do and not freak out and do something stupid? But as it relates to availability, can I count on you there? And the way they've set up the rules, setting aside any concerns that anyone may have about a vaccine, at least from the Pfizer perspective, that just got full FDA approval the other day, and I know the people who have been saying, well, it's not approved by the FDA, we'll find other things now to point to because that's been taken off the table.
The FDA's corrupt.
Yeah. But, exactly. Yeah. Somebody paid somebody off. That's the only reason it got approved. But the fact is it goes directly to your availability, because if you get the shot, if you've got the card, you don't potentially get knocked out for 10 days. Minimum, any given day. Of all the stuff that a coach has to worry about day in and day out throughout the season, for the vaccinated players, he doesn't have to worry every single day.
Yeah.
Lather, rinse, repeat.
Right.
Am I going to lose one of my key players for 10 days over something that has nothing to do with his overall health or ability to play football? That I know how I would feel about it.
Yeah.
And I know as I'm getting down to my final 53, if you aren't vaccinated, that is a red flag. And I know that the rules say I can't consider it. Well, I don't care. I just won't leave a paper trail. And you know that teams are going to do that. The problem is there are too many good players out there who aren't vaccinated. And if you cut them loose, they're going to land somewhere else. And then you got to worry about them coming in and beating your butt because they are available that day. But for a position like quarterback, where the whole offense is affected by which guy it is.
That's right, exactly.
I think it is going to be Mac Jones now. And that's every reason for it to be Mac Jones. And it's every reason for Cam to just get vaccinated. I don't know who's advising him on these things, but good Lord, if you want to turn your career around, if you want to hold off what may be an inevitable benching of Mac Jones, one way to do it is just get vaccinated. So
I know.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And you're right. I mean, starting quarterback is got extra importance to it. I mean, if you're not vaccinated and something happens, and like you say, now you're out for 10 days and all that. I mean, this is the NFL. Every game's a playoff game in the NFL. I mean, one loss is like 10 losses in baseball. 5 losses in you have a quarterback who goes through that. You might lose 2 games in a row and go, damn, that was the difference in us not making the playoffs this year. We're 9-8, and we should have been 11-6. Is that math right? Yeah, I think so. I'm still not used to this damn schedule thing.
Got it. Yes.
But that is that's got to be. And as crazy and type A as you are, I mean, you got nothing on that group up there. I know that they are psycho. All of them. McDaniels, Belichick, the whole coaching staff. That's why they're great. And, like you said, it's not going to be like they're going to have conversations and it's going to be drama hour about Cam. It's going to be eye-rolling, scoffing, and then just like, let's push forward. The hell with him. He's not here. Let's keep going. They're not going to, think about this and his personal feelings and all that type of stuff. Not at this point of the year.
And, look, it can happen anytime, any place, anywhere. There were several Bills players, and this is how we're going to find out who's vaccinated and who's not. This is one of the ways to find out. Because if you're vaccinated and you have close contact with someone who tests positive, you're good to go.
Yeah.
If you're not vaccinated and you have close contact, like Cole Beasley, like Gabriel Davis, like Matt Milano, like other members of the Bills, because a trainer tested positive, well, trainer doing all sorts of stuff up close and personal, that trainer tests positive. When that trainer's tested once every 14 days, boom. Now, the trainers may be tested more frequently, but regardless, you get somebody who tests positive, you're knocked out for at least 5 days, even if you never test positive.
Yeah,
you're gone.
right.
And depending upon when that lands, you may miss a game just by virtue of the fact that you happen to be in the same place of someone else who was vaccinated who ended up testing positive. You did everything you possibly could do right. Stuff happens. You're gone for 5 days. And if you're vaccinated, it's never an issue.
No, I know. I don't get it either, you know. I know we're going to talk about Jerry Jones here in a little bit, but he said a lot of good things. Yes, it's risky. And again, if you love playing football, I understand. I was hesitant, you know, with should I get the vaccination? Should I wait for something better to come out? Do all those things. But the greater good for society and the greater good for my own personal life, it made freaking sense. So that's where I go. And you know what I've thought about so many times? Because you get the shot. I keep thinking of that Pulp Fiction scene where, you know, Uma Thurman's having the drug overdose and they're going, give the shot. Give the shot.
Yeah.
A little different shot, but
yeah.
It's a good
Slightly different. Slightly different. I don't know how it would feel. I don't know how it would feel to have a shot of adrenaline directly through your rib cage and into your heart. But I know that the first Pfizer shot I got, I thought she was lying to me and she didn't actually give it to me. The second one I felt a little bit. The first one, I felt nothing. So, yeah, it's no big deal.
Get the shot.
If fear of needles is what's keeping Cam Newton from getting the shot, I can guarantee you, Cam, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who knows what it is? Whether it's Kirk Cousins, Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson, an alarming number of starting quarterbacks, an alarming number have not gotten vaccinated. And one of the reasons they haven't is they assume their position is safe one way or the other. And for a lot of them it is. For Cam Newton, as you say, his position may be waning in the balance.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.